Hello, everybody. What is up? It is Miguel doing and Jan doing a bit of a podcast today. How you guys doing today? How you doing, Jan?
It's good, yo.
So I heard you got some stories for us, Jan. What's going on in the gaming world?
Oh man, so big announcement from BlizzCon.
Oh, what's going on?
So the wonderful people behind World of Warcraft, Diablo,
Yeah,
and Hearthstone have recently announced a new FPS they're making called
what?
Overwatch.
That's awesome. Has Blizzard ever like tried to do an FPS?
They've never tried doing FPS.
Wow, that's cool. So, is there any more story? Are there any more news about this game or what?
Well, okay, so Overwatch, the story behind Overwatch is that it's the future
Uh huh.
and the world was, in a global crisis and they made an international task force of heroes to make, to restore peace.
Yeah.
They're called Overwatch. And after they ended the crisis and helped to maintain peace in the decades that followed, they eventually like retired or disappeared.
Yeah.
But even though that the Overwatch has been disbanded, they're still fighting today because
Yeah.
people still it's mankind, and it's a first person shooter. It's not like Smite where it's third person, or it's not like Monday Night Combat
Yeah.
where it's third person. It's actual first person like Call of Duty or Halo or TF2. And the thing that surprised me was that it looks extremely inspired by Team Fortress 2.
Wow.
That's one of the big things I noticed. Uh, but on their page, they emphasize on playing four roles:
Mhm.
offense, defensive, tank, and support.
Hmm. Sounds
And
awful like, bit of
it
Team
sounds like a
Fortress.
MOBA.
Yeah, it sounds like a mobile, yeah.
It sounds like your ADC, your tank, your defense, and your support.
Yeah.
It sounds extremely MOBA-ish. I'm pretty sure it's a 6v6
Hmm.
according to what I'm reading, but then again, I might have hard times reading. But the team-based objectives, so far they've only released or at least told us that there are two kinds of game types. There's
Okay.
payload, which just like the Team Fortress 2 payload,
Yeah.
you carry a thing, usually on a track,
Mhm.
to a point at the end of the map. And if you do, you win, but if the other team stops you, you lose.
Yeah.
And the other one is point capture, which from the trailer looks kind of like a King of the Hill kind of game,
Hmm.
but I haven't seen or they haven't released enough gameplay for me to like
Yeah.
gauge on what it's going to be like because they've only shown me one point and they always like they're trying to make the trailers look extremely visual. So I've
Yeah,
only
yeah.
seen one point throughout the entire trailer and then they flipped to Japan.
Wow. That is pretty cool though. It's something new for Blizzard and is it just Blizzard that's making it or are they teaming up with any other company?
No, just Blizzard itself. It's their
Wow.
new universe they're releasing. So
That's cool.
from Blizzard, what we're able to see is that they're telling us of 12 heroes,
Mhm.
but according to some fan speculations and a picture that they showed us in the cinematic trailer, you'll see that there's actually 15,
Wow.
but they've only released 12. Their names are Tracer, Reaper, Widowmaker, Winston, Pharah, Reinhardt, Symmetra, Torborn, Bastion, Hanzo, Mercy, and Zenyatta.
Wow. Those are pretty cool names. I haven't even been able to see what it's about because I didn't really get to follow BlizzCon this weekend. Because at the same time, Halo Fest was being streamed live,
Oh
and
yeah, man.
there was a bit of competition on Twitch. If you guys didn't check that out, it was like the midnight release party per se of like Halo Fest, and then like this at the same time they were following up Halo the Master Chief Collection. So like you could see like on Twitch is like on with Halo there's like 60,000 people watching that one, and then like League of Legends is like first place as always, and then it's like it's getting creaked up there, and then all of a sudden the viewers just went way down. So it was pretty intense moment, and then BlizzCon came back up, so it was pretty cool. I didn't get to check it out as much, but I am an FPS man myself, so I will definitely be checking out that.
Oh yeah, how was the whole midnight release thing?
Um,
Was it as
I
good as you
had
imagined?
I had an ordeal, man.
Oh no, what
I'll
happened?
get to tell you guys my ordeal. What happened was that earlier throughout the month, It was like September, and I thought I paid for the game in full on the GameStop website. Now, what I didn't know was that it's a store pickup thing to where like you give them your credit card information, they hold your information, and then when the day comes when the game comes out, all you have to do is go over there, pick it up, and they'll charge your card, and then you'll go. I didn't know that, and I thought I already paid for it. So then, like the money that was sitting in the bank in my account, I already technically used it on something else that I didn't even realize I used it on. So I was in a scuffle to get 60 some dollars. So then when I got the money, um, I had a choice to whether I do I go to it or do I stay home and just like wait for it to just wait for it. I could just download it through the Xbox, and I was just already frustrated about the whole thing with GameStop. So I was like, fuck them, and stay home and just wait for the game to download. And then that even made it worse because because like with Xbox you're able to download the game before it comes out, and then right when midnight happens you're able to play the game, and I fucked up there when not I didn't do that. That wasn't like my first choice. What I did was that I started the download at 9 p.m. and then it didn't finish technically till 12 p.m. the next day. It was pretty bad, and I was really upset because I wasn't able to play it like right at midnight. But I did get to play it, and there's a lot to like to talk about with Halo MCC. But I want you to get through your stories first before I start all that.
Oh, okay. So, uh, from the cinematic trailer, you see four characters. You
We're
see,
talking about the new FPS one that's coming out.
yeah, the new Overwatch game.
Yeah.
You see Tracer, Winston, Reaper, and Widowmaker.
Uh huh.
Uh, Winston is a tank, and he has a Tesla cannon for his main weapon, a jump pack, a shield protector, and his ultimate ability is Primal Rage. The thing that really piques my interest here, though, is that it's a first-person shooter, but with extremely MOBA elements.
Mhm.
I couldn't tell from the trailer if there were minions or not, because it certainly looks like this is going to be a MOBA-ish game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, two abilities and then an ultimate ability, that sounds kind of MOBA-ish.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, though. So Winston, he's just a tank.
Mhm.
If you go to his page, his real name is Winston, age 29. He's a gorilla, which is
Oh
really
wow.
cool.
That's cool.
Apparently, he was a scientist and adventurer on the Horizon lunar colony.
Okay. What you yeah, I'm gonna be giving out pictures of it. So right now there's a picture of him. Like right now, you're seeing what he looks like right now for the people
Yeah.
that are watching.
Uh, and then another. So that's the first good guy. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying they're all good guys and bad guys, because from the trailer they kind of make it look like that all of them are heroes, because on the page they don't distinctly say heroes and villains. They all say they're heroes.
Yeah.
Another interesting point I should mention is that it's when you die, you can switch to what hero you want to be. So
Yeah.
like if you're Tracer and you want to become Winston, you can
Mhm.
either respawn and become Winston, or you'll die and become Winston.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like Team Fortress 2 there.
It has a it
It's
feels yeah,
so
it looks like an element of Team Fortress 2 right there.
yeah, man. So the next good guy we're gonna talk about, her name is Tracer.
Okay.
Uh, so she's in the trailer. She's shown to be extremely perky and British.
Mhm.
She sports
Extremely
goggles
British and
and
British.
yeah, she's really perky. She's like, "Cavalry's here, love." I can't do a British accent, and I'm not gonna bother trying.
Okay.
But her name is Tracer, and she looks extremely mobile. She's an offensive class or offensive role. She has two dual pistols.
That's cool.
Actually, that would make it quadruple pistols. She has dual pistols,
Okay.
and two of her abilities are Blink and Recall.
Hmm.
Now, these are extremely cool looking abilities from the trailer. So, Blink is an ability that lets her zip forward,
Hmm.
and Recall is an ability that lets her bounce backwards, returning health and ammo exactly where she was a few seconds before.
Wow.
That's extremely cool. So,
That's cool.
and this goes extremely well with her ultimate ability called Pulse Bomb. It's like the sticky bomb
Yeah.
from Halo, and or the sticky grenade, plasma grenade.
Yeah.
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 So it's an amazing combo. You could blink, put a pulse bomb on someone and then recall, and they're basically screwed. That's super cool.
That's pretty cool. That does sound nice. I would.
Yeah,
That might be a character that I would play, for sure.
people are already doing crossovers of the Scout and Tracer.
That's funny. I mean, I haven't even seen the game map. But what you're telling me, what I'm hearing, it definitely does sound like a Team Fortress 2. Not like exactly to the point because there are some things that are different, like the MOBA feel of it and the MOBA sense of it. But
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like there's some things you could definitely tell. Like maybe this might be like a thing that they thought of from Team Fortress 2 or something like that. Like maybe they got this idea from them.
I'm pretty sure this was heavily inspired by TF2 because I want to bring up two characters. One of them is called Torborn. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He is, of course, a dwarf because Blizzard loves their dwarves.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's a short little dwarf guy in a mechanical suit who has a rivet gun, which, if any of you have played BioShock or Dead Space, you'll know what the rivet gun does exactly. It literally just shoots out rivets. It's pretty
What?
cool,
That's cool.
but that's not the main thing. His first ability is the Forge Hammer, which allows him to build and upgrade or repair turns.
That's cool.
So we already know he can build turns, because in fact, his third ability, or I guess second, would be build turn. So he
Oh yeah.
constructs a enemy tracking autocannon.
That's cool. Like
Now,
it just like follows them and then like just sprays them or what?
it it's like the sentry from Team Fortress 2. You put it on the ground and it's there until it dies, or you can level it up.
That's cool.
Now, the reason I'm saying there's a lot of Team Fortress 2 like inspiration is because you can upgrade the turret to 3 levels and you hit it with a hammer, but
Yeah.
you have 200 total scrap metal to upgrade and repair turrets with, just like
Yeah,
Engineer
yep.
from Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
And the best part is the level 3 sentry looks exactly like the Torborn sentry.
Yeah.
4 rockets and 2 machine guns on each side.
That is cool.
But because he is a defense class, I don't know if this is true for all defenses
Mhm.
because well, actually I don't know. I'll get back to that later, but he has another ability called Armor Pack where he deploys an armor upgrade. Either he or his allies can pick it up to some damage. I said that really weird. Basically it's a shield
That's
pickup.
cool.
And then his ultimate ability is Molten Core, where he can, I guess, go into a rage mode and he gets extremely fast attack speed with his hammer,
Wow.
and he can basically make a level 3 sentry instantly.
Wow, that's pretty OP.
Yeah, man. The trailer made him look super powerful.
That's pretty cool though. That does sound like, I mean, it has this unique taste to it, of course, but it does get it. The concept does sound like a Team Fortress 2 kind of thing, for sure.
It gets better too because there's a support called Mercy. She's
Uh-huh.
basically a healer, and one of her weapons is called the Katika staff. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right,
Yeah.
but it's literally the Medigun beam from Team Fortress 2. It's the Medigun. You
Wow.
could shoot and teammate with it, and it creates a beam, and basically you keep healing them.
That's pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, like I said, man, there's just some things in here that just sound exactly like a Team Fortress 2. But it
Yeah,
does
man.
sound cool. That I mean, it does have its own Blizzard tape. Like it does have the dwarves, and it does have certain other things that give it its own personality. But I definitely will be checking out this game for sure. Is it coming out? Who was it coming out on?
It's coming out on PC. I'm not sure if they're going to release it on console. Knowing Blizzard, they're going to be a while before they're going to release it on console because Diablo 3 didn't come out on console for quite a while.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, this is a FPS, and I mean there are a lot of people that play FPSs on
On console.
PCs, but there's a crap load of people that play it on on consoles like Xbox and PlayStation. So
Yeah.
I mean I know they're gonna make this they're gonna make it for the console for sure. Hopefully they make it with the PC version and you know do the right thing, because then if you just give out like you say really awesome FPS game, but you're not gonna play it you're not gonna be able to play on your consoles, there's gonna be a lot of gamers that are gonna get upset about that. So,
Oh yeah.
uh, for sure, they have to really think about moving it over to consoles for at least this one game, or combining both games to
Yeah, I haven't
console work.
played Diablo 3 on the PS3 or Xbox, but
Yeah,
from what I've heard, it's a pretty decent port.
yeah.
So I
I've
can
seen some
imagine
gameplay about it.
this
Yeah,
game porting pretty well.
especially on next gen consoles, because that was published on the 360 and the PS3, and those were back then consoles, and those were they looked pretty good in those, and I can imagine what it would look like on an Xbox One or a PS4.
Yeah. So, Overwatch, we're expecting a early 2015 beta.
Wow,
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a closed invite beta, so sign up now and maybe you'll get lucky.
nice.
I've already signed up because, oh man, I'm so hyped for this game because watch the cinematic trailer and watch the gameplay trailer. They make this game look extremely fun.
Yeah, I definitely would. I'll try it out, but I just wish I had a decent PC to do it on, because I'm running all this other stuff on it for the podcast and whatnot, and then filming the Let's Plays and editing the Let's Plays. So it's a bit difficult for me to get a decent PC, especially for games like these.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure by 2015, when the beta comes out, uh, Nvidia will probably come out with the next series of graphics card. I don't know what
Oh
it's gonna
yeah,
be because we're already at the 900s, near
yeah,
the 990s. So give it like half a year, we'll have the 1000s.
for sure. And they're probably gonna cost like over 100, of course,
Oh,
and you're gonna need a
everything
whole
costs over
new.
100.
Yeah, you're gonna need a new a power source and all that. Yeah, it's gonna be great. But so what else is going on, man?
Oh, so for any Dark Souls fans, you know that Bloodborne, the newest game that is it from Software that released Dark Souls?
I want to say you're right. I really do. I think so.
I don't remember. I think yes, it is from Software.
Yeah, yeah,
So, Bloodborne is the newest title coming out for, the Dark Souls-esque genre,
yeah.
but it has been delayed
Wow.
from it's moved to around March 2015. That's
What
all
do you
we can
know?
tell.
Like, what was the delay about?
Uh, well, let's see. Well, it was originally going to be launched in February,
Mm-hmm.
so, just in time for the newest, I guess, games to come out. Because,
Yeah.
the holidays, Black Friday's coming soon, but,
Oh yeah.
kids are gonna get their games, and
Mm-hmm.
then people are gonna save their money so that way they can get new things like, you know, the next gen games.
Yeah, exactly.
But apparently, they're not telling me why, or they're not telling the internet as to why Bloodborne's being delayed.
Yeah.
But all we know is that they pushed it back further, so that's gonna bring some sadness to the kiddies' eyes.
For people that don't know, explain what this is about. What this game is about.
Oh, for anyone who doesn't know Dark Souls is a extremely, extremely like harsh game.
Yeah.
If anyone knows, Demon Souls, I guess, would be the original Dark Souls.
Yeah.
It was extremely hard. And I use the word extremely because there was this learning curve wasn't steep, but
Mm-hmm.
you really had to focus and practice because a lot of games these days, there's simple patterns or the learning curve is not steep at all.
Yeah.
With Demon Souls and Dark Souls, you'll get hit and you'll suffer from it. You'll do
Yeah.
one mistake and you'll suffer from it so bad. You'll lose so much time and effort trying
Yep.
to get somewhere, and you'll get absolutely destroyed by some random creature that you didn't even know was there, or you'll get cursed and you'll lose
Yeah.
half your health.
Yeah, you end up like having to start all over to where like a checkpoint or something is, or something like that. I don't know,
Yeah,
like their
bonfire.
checkpoints. Yeah, bonfire would be like a checkpoint area that you would have to reach, and even those are hard to find sometimes, or they take forever to find or something like that.
Yeah,
But
mostly bonfires are usually located relatively close to a boss fight, and
yeah,
after the boss fight, it's gonna be a while before you find another bonfire. and all the souls that you got on your way to your bonfire is going to be lost if you die again.
Yep.
So, and souls are basically the currency in the game. You use it to buy things and use it to upgrade things.
That's pretty cool.
And if you don't upgrade your things or buy new things, you're not gonna survive at all whatsoever.
Yeah. But yeah, that so I guess what is it, like a DLC, or is it like like an
Uh,
expansion or what?
Bloodborne is kind of a spiritual successor to
Ah,
Dark
okay.
Souls and Dark Souls 2. It's a whole separate universe where it's kind of like imagine Van Helsing.
Uh-huh.
You get to battle creatures of the night and you carry like a crossbow and a shotgun.
Yeah.
The guns don't exactly look overpowered. They look more as a utility to stun creatures.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if anyone who's listening has played Evil Within, you know that you can't you shoot a zombie or whatever I guess you would classify them in the head, they're not gonna die. They're just gonna like walk it off like a champ and they're gonna
Yeah.
start still kill you. But if you cap them in their knee and they fall over, you can just light them on fire and that's a one-shot kill.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what I feel from Bloodborne.
Mhm.
The guns aren't meant to kill but only to stun.
Yeah.
Just something to follow up with a combo.
That that's probably is going to be really difficult for some players that aren't used to that concept of like having to stun your enemy, and then going for the last kill.
Well, Dark Souls players know that there's usually a pattern to a fight
Yeah.
depending on like location. In the infamous duo boss fight between I don't even remember their names. Like Ornstein and Smo was their
Mhm.
names. They're infamous for being extremely tough. They weren't the toughest boss fight in my opinion.
Yeah.
Those were extremely easy compared to like Gwyn, the last boss of the game. But you could always telegraph the moves, but you always had to telegraph them precisely because if you roll in the wrong direction or you mistime your roll, you're not gonna hit the dodge frames and be invulnerable for those specific frames where you don't take any damage.
Yeah.
And if you miss it up by one frame, you'll suffer so harshly for it.
Yeah, I heard that game is a pain in the ass, man.
Yeah, you and Edgar should do a let's play of it.
Oh man, I think that there would be a lot of screaming and a lot
Yeah,
of crying, because like you would like you're so invested, like you invest like all your equipment and like everything into like trying to get through like at least like one door, and then boom, you're dead. So there will be a lot of screaming if we do end up playing that game. Do you have that game on your PC?
yes, I do. I have Dark Souls 1. I have not scrounged up the money for Dark Souls 2 yet, but I will get it soon.
Well, it looks like we're gonna do a let's play sometime soon on that. I know somehow we're gonna do like a challenge or whatever. We'll figure it out. But don't stay tuned in that. I don't even know if it's gonna happen or not, guys. But yeah. So what else you got, man?
Well, this isn't exactly gaming related, but well, actually, first let me talk about Tekken 7. Tekken 7 has just been like introduced.
Hmm.
They're showing the new combat system and everything. Everything's all in Japanese though, so I can't exactly translate for it.
Yeah.
But there's a Japanese man going wild in the background, so I'm assuming he's hyped.
Nice.
They they revealed two new characters. I
Okay.
can't tell their names because they're in Japanese, and the Japanese man just keeps screaming, "Hokure! Hokure!"
Nice.
So I can't really gauge what he's saying, but
Yeah.
two new characters and just more Tekken fun.
That's
New
awesome.
storylines and everything. Maybe they're gonna do another Street Fighter cross Tekken again.
That would be cool. That would
But
be
yeah,
pretty cool.
that's about it. I mean, Tekken, they just showed a gameplay trailer, but still pretty hype for a Japanese guy.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I remember, man, I remember Jose showing me a video of like, there's a game that was gonna come out. I don't know if it's still in development or not, but it's a Pokemon game to where it's like it has like a Tekken fighting skill to it, like where it's like a fighting game, but you use like Pokemon characters. And I think it was being developed in I think China or Japan. I'm not
It's
sure.
called Pokken.
It's called what?
Pokken.
Hoken. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's Pokemon Fighters cross Tekken.
yeah. That.
I think the game's called like Pokemon Tournament or something,
Uh
but
huh.
it's probably just Pokken. Basically, the trailer showed Machamp, I believe, if that's
Yeah.
his correct name, in Lucario. I don't know much about Pokemon, but I know it was Lucario and I think it was Machamp. I don't think it's Hitmonchan. But they also showed uh Lucario, I mean, just beating up Machamp.
Yeah.
And they showed a lot of Tekken elements, like the whole movable surface. Like
Mhm.
it's not just that one straight line you could move up
Yeah.
and down. You're not just stuck on that left to right field.
Mhm.
So it looks, I don't know, is it the same development team
I
behind
it feels like it looks like it is like I feel like it might be. I'm not like 100% sure, but it's a possibility for sure.
yep, Bandai Namco Games. That's
Yeah.
definitely
It definitely has their style to it, I think. And is there a way of gameplay? I mean, of course, I haven't been able to touch the game, but from what I saw and what I saw from the trailer, it does have that feel to it. And I think it's only an arcade port, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna port it onto like the Wii U.
Yeah, the Wii U. Ah, let's not make it lame now.
Man, the Wii U, I think one of the reasons it got so much crap was that it was extremely unhyped.
Yeah.
Xbox One, PS4, that stuff was hyped,
Oh
but
yeah.
when the Wii U was simply, you know, it's we're just adding a controller to it.
You
That's
know,
not
they're adding a touchpad to it. They're adding a little iPad there. You can touch your little fingers on it, and that's about it. And then I guess like upgraded graphics, maybe, you know, depending on what you play on there. But it just it didn't deliver what we thought it would deliver. We thought it would deliver next gen,
we thought
graphics.
this was the next gen console for Nintendo because
Yeah,
when the Wii came onto the scene, it was competing along with Xbox 360 and
and it
PS3.
was winning. That's the thing.
Yeah,
It
and it
was
was winning.
winning. Yeah.
You've never seen motion control
Mhm.
gaming like the Wii before, and
Yeah.
then they bring in the Kinect, which was just a complete and utter failure.
Yeah.
And PlayStation Move,
I mean
that that
that
didn't
barely got
happen.
anything. think they only made like 15 games or so from that port, and yeah, it was not a pretty scene. But then, everyone was definitely asking for, hey, when are you guys gonna come out with 180p, 60 frames per second gameplay? I want to see Mario in every freaking pixel. It sucks that they don't get to see that, and that's why a lot of the hype just died as soon as they saw some of the first things that they were coming out for this game or coming out for this console.
Yeah, man. Bayonetta 2 came out on the Wii U, and people are saying it's a good game for
Yeah.
what it is, but it's not exactly a successor
Mm-hmm.
because usually what you want in sequel is something new. You don't want to be playing the same game with a different story. You want to be playing a new game with a new story. That's
Yeah.
what you want out of the sequel, at least most of the time. All Bayonetta 2 was Bayonetta 1 with a different haircut, and now there's a little kid involved
Yeah. Yeah.
who's not a little girl.
Yeah.
That's
It's
all it is.
it's sad, man. And then like they keep, I mean, I'm not trying to bash on Nintendo because they're trying, you know what I mean? But like like trying to bring Mario back from the dead is weird. And it's like it makes the typical gamer feel uncomfortable per se. At least I do, and I'm like, what are you trying to do here? You're trying to push Mario down our throats, and it worked for a while for them. I mean, they tried it and they got a couple sales from it, but I don't think they expected this much bad like this much like
Backlash.
yeah, this much backlash on like what they were trying to sell here.
Yeah, I think one of the problems was that if we all remember Sonic,
Yeah,
Sonic used to lead the charge on video games,
yeah,
but I feel as though I keep burping. His downfall
uh huh,
was Sonic Adventures 2 on the Sega Dreamcast. That was a long time ago.
yeah,
Sonic '06, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors.
yeah. They came
Well,
out with
actually,
like
Sonic Colors and Sonic Lost Worlds were okay,
yeah,
but everything else before that, after Sonic Adventures 2 and before Lost Worlds
mm-hmm.
was garbage. like they kept beating a dead
Yeah,
horse,
yeah,
Sonic, and I feel as though they're gonna do it to Mario if they're not careful. You know,
yeah.
they're just like, have you seen the new Sonic Boom thing that came out?
I don't want to. Like,
It's
people have been
uh,
talking about it. Like, I was like, listen, you're only gonna make it worse. Like, you're only going to like, if you keep saying how bad it is, it's only going to like kill off more of like its hype and more of its like sadness. You know what I mean? It's like putting a dead dog down. You just don't want to watch it. You just don't want to watch it happen. But it has to. I think that's it's sad because like Mario has been around even way before our lifetime. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's just like it's weird to see some like Mario slowly but surely like deteriorate over time, especially when like consoles like the Xbox and the PlayStation are just beating its ass over and over again with games.
yeah. Honestly, uh, I'm not trying to promote these guys or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely go check out the Game Theorists on YouTube
Yeah.
about their theory on how gamers are killing the gaming industry, because they're honestly they're right about some aspects. Because we all want innovation, but
Mm-hmm.
we're never gonna get that if we keep asking for more innovation.
Yeah.
Because not everything, there's always a limit to something.
Mm-hmm. For
It's
sure.
just how long till we hit that limit,
I think
you know?
that it also that like it really depends on like you said, the demand to just like ask and ask for new shit will kill off ideas that we're gonna revolutionize gameplay. You know what I mean? If they say if they say hey better party system or better UI, you know what I mean? They're not going to do things that they want and that's going to jeopardize their their company and along with the gaming industry itself.
Yeah. I
It
just hope that it doesn't end up killing Mario, because Sonic's dead.
Yeah, it is, and it's sad to see it go. You know what I mean? But I feel like they're still gonna try, and I feel like they're still going to like give it a shot per se, but it's not gonna be the same. You know what I mean? It won't ever be the same.
They're going down the path of like how Capcom almost died. Capcom threw so much money at trying to make mobile gaming happen,
Yeah,
and it completely failed.
I feel
And
you.
they almost lost all their money, and almost I think they almost got bought like by Nintendo or like Namco. I don't know which one it was, but
Yeah.
Capcom was looking to sell out.
Uh huh.
Eventually, they stopped and decided we should definitely start making new Street Fighter games.
Yeah.
And they are working on a new Street Fighter game, but they're just making tweets about it, like, "Oh, we're coming up with a new fighting game. Stay tuned." And that's all it was.
Yeah.
All we know is it's probably going to be the next Street Fighter 5.
Probably will. I mean, that's all. I mean, it's not like I'm not trying to say it is all they're known for, but when you create a game like Street Fighter and you keep making different iterations of the game and trying to evolve it per se, you're gonna be known for just making Street Fighter, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think Capcom two biggest names they had were Marvel's Capcom series
Yeah.
and the Street Fighter series. But Marvel's Capcom died because Marvel was greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Marvel, Stan Lee, I'm pretty sure Stan Lee is a-okay with it, but
He's making the big
whoever's
bucks, you know. He's just like
whoever's leading
whatever.
the Marvel's like marketing team, whoever decided that they shouldn't let I said that word again. They shouldn't let Marvel work with Capcom anymore, because apparently they couldn't afford like the royalties to
Yeah.
use, Chris Evans, Robert
Mm-hmm.
Downey Jr. I don't know what the new actor's name is for the Hulk is, but they're not gonna let Capcom let loose with Hulk getting shot up by, you know, a kid
Yeah.
wearing, uh, fucking Mega Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah.
But Mega Man now belongs to Nintendo, so
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Like, I feel like I mean I don't know how it worked, but I know it had to do with Smash Brothers. Is that what happened? Where it was like when Smash Brothers came out, they were like, "Yeah, this bitch is mine," or like, what happened there?
uh Capcom had Mar or not Mario, Mega Man
Mm-hmm.
for a long time,
Very long
but
time.
uh, after Mega Man X ended and the whole Mega Man franchise started dying down, there was no source for revitalization anymore.
Okay.
They were making Mighty Number 9, which was going to be the spiritual successor
Yeah.
to Mega Man, but apparently Nintendo already had the licenses and royalties to use Mega Man,
Yeah.
so Mega Man moved to the Nintendo side, and
Mm-hmm.
now he's in Smash Brothers. You know who I'm really interested
Hmm.
in becoming in Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Bayonetta.
That. Yep.
I'm not gonna because they already released. They already told us that they're gonna have DLC for Smash Brothers, right? They
That.
already said that
Yeah.
Mewtwo's coming out,
Yeah.
but there's gonna be more characters coming out. Then there can't be one DLC. That's not a DLC. That's
Or one character DLC. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, it's probably gonna be like $5. I hope
Yeah. Yeah.
at most, but they're gonna add Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious how they're gonna implement that because Smash Brothers is extremely like the demographic they're targeting for are kids,
Yeah.
but they're also adults. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's
what
very true.
happens when you add a character who, you know, is overly sexual
Mm-hmm.
to a kid game?
Very true.
It's funny because you know how all game like I guess I don't want to sound like narcissistic about this
Yeah.
or pessimistic, but you know how all there's a lot of females fighting for gender equality and stuff,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, I want gender diversity even in video games. I
Yeah.
want a
Yeah.
girl who, doesn't bow down to a guy or
Yeah. Or like
isn't,
is like sexually like you know what I mean? Like
yeah, who's
you.
nothing more than a sex appeal."
Yeah. That.
Bayonetta is the main character, and she's awesome at what she does. She
Yeah.
kills demons,
She's kick
she hunts
ass. You know what I
angels.
mean? And she looks good at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's funny because that's exactly what they wanted,
Mm-hmm.
but she's sexual.
Oh, very, yeah, very, very sexual.
Extremely sexual. So much innuendo. Sometimes not even innuendo, just straight up, slapping the demon's ass.
Yeah, it's a very different game. You know what I mean? Like, I think they know, like they have to know, right, that they're doing this for like a reason, or something like that. Like, they put out this character and like the way she, conducts herself and the way she kicks ass at things. They know for sure. And if they were to come out with a game that, not a game, but they were to come out with a DLC for Smash Brothers that that put in this girl, it would be weird. And they're not gonna do the whole like PG thing where they're just gonna put clothes on her, because that'll be weird, and then no one's gonna buy it. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna be able to PG her up, or you know what I mean? They're not gonna be able to.
It's funny because a lot of the original, like in Bayonetta 1, you find out that her clothing is made of her hair,
Yeah,
and she has like that gigantic pillar of hair in the first game, but then
yeah.
she cuts her hair short. So does that mean
They put
her
clothes on
clothing doesn't come
her.
from her head hair? Does it come from some other hair?
Some other hair, or just put on
Yeah,
clothes. I
because
think
I
that'd
mean,
be a
if
better solution.
if her hair is shorter on her head, where is the other hair coming from?
Yeah,
That's just a funny thing that people keep speculating about. But yeah,
yeah.
also just a little tidbit from my personal gaming news.
Uh huh.
Uh, Warframe is attempting at a world record.
What? Wow. What are they trying to get to?
In honor of No Shave November, uh, on Friday, November 14,
Uh
from
huh.
3 o'clock to 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, they want all players to equip a mustache in-game and play missions for the full hour as they attempt to set the world record for the largest gathering of people wearing false mustaches simultaneously in a video game.
Wow.
So,
That's so weird? That's crazy. So
yeah.
like, how are they gonna keep track of that? That's my question.
Um, well, they have multiple. They have it on Xbox One,
Uh huh.
PS4, and PC. So what they're gonna do is that they want
Nice.
people to take screenshots. Excuse
Uh
me.
huh.
They want people to take screenshots of them playing and then post it on some sort of like social media
World keeping.
website.
Yeah. Okay.
But they also have. I guarantee you, there's like a system that they use like some kind of statistics machine.
Yeah.
That sounds so vague. Statistics machine. It's probably like a little robot in the
Yeah.
corner just counting mustaches. But they're having people like basically from 3 to 4 6 at a time wear a mustache, and if they have enough people wearing mustaches, they're gonna break a world record. And you can actually get a certificate. You can get an official Genius certificate to commemorate this awesome event if you click on a certain page on the Warframe news bulletin thing.
Wow.
And if it's officially Genius World Records Amazing, you are taking part in an official attempt for the largest gathering of people wearing false mustaches in a video game.
Oh my god, that's
And
crazy.
you basically just have to order the certificate, and if they break the record, they send the certificates out to everyone who signed up for it.
That's awesome. Like I don't know what to say because it's so weird. It's like first off, how do you get a world record if no one first like made the record?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
they got to set the
they
record.
gotta set. They're pretty much setting the record. So I wouldn't call it breaking a record. It'd be like we're making a record. Like this is something that no one else has done. Or this fucking new. You know what I mean? It's a little different, and it's something that I've never. It's like, oh man, I don't know. I have no words for this, but I do like it because it is one. It's bringing more players to the game. It's bringing more players to the servers, which is making them more money, and then it's giving them advertisement from the game. You know, the people are going to hear about this on the news. You know for sure people are going to hear about this on the news. You know, the CNN's going to come at this in the morning and they're going to say, fucking, some video game got people to wear
Yeah.
mustaches. And then, like, everyone's going to be like, what the fuck is this game called? And then Warframe, and there you go. You got money right there. So, I like their marketing idea because it's smart as fuck. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but they're smart at doing this. And I think they're going to break it. Um, well, that's the thing. I'm kind of biased about that because I don't know if they are or not because that game isn't that popular, at least as far as I know.
It's decently popular.
It's yeah,
they have a fairly large following because I mean their community has grown a lot since their beta and alpha stages because I mean they made it on Steam.
yeah,
That's pretty big in itself.
yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that the they're not they're in like the top 50
Mhm.
most played games on Steam. Like I know Counter-Strike and Dota are the top games played on Steam.
Yeah,
TF2 is I think either in second or third most of the
yeah.
time. But I know that Warframe is not far behind. I'd
Mhm.
say I could bet money on it being top 25 played games.
That is, I don't know, man. Like, hopefully they do it. I want them to do it because it's fucking weird and like I like weird, especially when it comes to video games. Like,
Oh, okay, yeah. So Dota 2 on Steam has around 700,000 players. Counter-Strike 250,000 players.
wow,
TF2 in the third place was 76,000.
damn.
Look at that large gap. So
Yeah,
Dota 2 goes from 700,000 to 200,000 to Counter-Strike, and then it drops another to 5 digits from 6. That's crazy.
that is pretty cool.
But Warframe is so it goes TF2, Civilization 5, Skyrim, Gary's Mod, Binding of Isaac Rebirth, Football Manager 2015, and then Warframe. And
Football
then,
manager.
yeah.
What the fuck?
So the top 100 games, yeah, Dota 2 in the number one spot, and then Assassin's Creed Black Flag in the 100th spot.
Wow,
That's pretty interesting.
that is wow. Like, it's crazy to look at these numbers and to like imagine like what the fuck are people thinking? Like it's like Football Manager. Come on now. But
Football Manager is actually kind of an interesting game.
it's yeah, it's interesting. That's what I'm saying. Is like
I'd rather play FIFA, but
I'd
you
rather
know,
play FIFA, to be honest. Yeah, but good for them. You know.
Football Manager is a freaking tough game, dude.
I'd
I,
imagine.
I could not play Football Manager. I'd spend way too much time trying to make them marketing and then
Yeah,
completely fail.
but that is cool though. It's different, and for a good job for Warframe, you know, trying to get out there again and trying to get more players and get more money. You know, that's what it's all about in the industry. And you know, so hopefully this works out for them for the best. I wish I could participate. You know, is War? I don't think Warframe's a free to play game anymore. I think they gave it a price. I'm not sure, right? Am I right? Am I wrong?
Huh? Sorry.
Is Warframe like free?
Warframe is free.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna go broad here. For those of you who have a mobile phone, which I hope is going to be a large majority of you. Uh, that sounded very, very rude. My apologies. But Clash of Clans is a very popular game,
Yeah.
but I hope y'all noticed it has a lot of micropay in it.
Oh yeah.
For those of you who don't understand micropay, it's basically they give you a freemium game. What a
Mhm.
freemium game is that they incite you to get the game because it's free, but they go through the tutorial showing you you can do this, you can do that, and you can interact with people. And then what they do is that they start you off with something easy,
Mhm.
and you're rewarded greatly for something so small. And then what they do is that rather than making you feel completed, they tease you by giving you wait times. This is exactly what Warframe does.
Yeah.
Clash of Clans, you have to wait real life time for certain things to be constructed
Yeah.
or for certain things to come back to you so that way you could do more things. In Warframe, you have to wait while your things build in the foundry, which is basically your crafting table.
Uh huh.
You have to actually wait real time for certain weapons and certain armors or warframes
Yeah.
to use. Like for me, I actually started playing Warframe again recently because update 15 came out, which is the Arcwing.
Yeah.
Basically, it's space combat. That's all it
Oh,
is.
that's cool.
But in order to get it, you have to play through a mission where you have to refuel these excavators so that way you could find blueprints.
Mhm.
And with those blueprints, you have to go to the foundry, build the blueprints, and wait 5 hours real time for it to craft.
Wow.
But the thing is, they have in-game currency that you can buy with real-life money called platinum. It's completely optional, but
Yeah.
it goes with the freemium pay model.
Mhm.
They bring you in with easy things, but they make you wait. And
Yeah.
because you've had the taste of reward from them, you kind of want more.
Mhm.
And they give you small incentives like, oh, it's only, they'll give you discounts every now and then.
Mhm.
And, there's some of them are good discounts, like 20%, 50%. Maybe you'll get lucky and get the 70% discount.
Yeah.
But they really enforce waiting. And if you have platinum, if you spend real life money to get platinum in the game, you could rush the wait time, just like in Clash of Clans, so that way you don't have to wait for the thing to finish building.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens in Warframe. They
That
have,
is wow. That's a
yeah,
smart move.
freemium games are becoming so popular now.
Yeah.
It's a
Especially
shame.
like ones that like one are that are one that are like FPS and stuff like that. That even generates a bigger audience.
What FPS does freemium games?
Yeah. I mean, like as far. I mean, I never seen.
Yeah, I don't think FPS games have done freemium yet. I
Yeah.
think the closest thing to a shooter that's done freemium is Warframe.
Yeah, for sure. But Warframe
Counter.
wouldn't be a like a an FPS. That's more like a
Yeah, it's a third-person shooter, TPS
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. But that is pretty cool. They are smart for doing that, and uh I do applaud them for that because it is making them money. That's like because it is a free to play game, but then they got it's kind of like a pay to
Pay to
pay to
get
play,
better.
pay to get
It's a
better.
pay to win.
Yeah. So
It's just
yeah.
like almost every other game.
Yeah, except it's innovating different things where it's like it's bringing in new stuff,
I think
like DLCs and whatnot.
one of the problems though with freemium pay model, well,
Hmm.
freemium pay models are good.
Yeah.
They're good for the developers because most of the time they're independently funded,
Hmm.
so they make their money off of people supporting them or
Yeah.
buying things from them. And the freemium pay model helps them pay for that so that way they don't have to be constrained.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, whenever a developer wants to create a game,
Hmm.
they don't have the money to support or fuel their game. So
Yeah.
what they instead do is that they go to a publisher or a company and they ask them, hey, we're making this new game. Can you look at it? And then the publisher, the company's like, yeah, this looks pretty good.
Yeah.
We can help you fund this game, but you have to go within our time constraints and do everything
Hmm.
as we say.
Yep.
So that entire idea gets completely rehauled to the company's revision,
Yep.
and there's nothing left to. There's no original model anymore.
Yeah.
The game is completely different, and it's not enjoyable.
Mhm. That's it's sad, you know what I mean? Like these companies, like let's say small companies per se. Like there's a lot of them based in Austin, of course.
Indie
Indie
companies.
companies, like they spent this time on this and their own really money on creating a game that they think is amazing. I think that should just be published as it is. They give it to another company, they revise it and make it totally different. And it's sad, you know. It's sad to see these like potential awesome games be like made like totally different than what anyone imagined. And it's sad to see those take down that path.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's interesting to see freemium game models that
Hmm.
aren't directly related to paying to win. One of these would be Loadout.
Yeah.
I know you and Edgar have played Loadout on your channel before.
Hmm.
Uh, Loadout, I haven't played Loadout that much, so I'll let you describe Loadout.
Okay, so Loadout is it's your typical third person shooter game that has a twist of like I want to say a twist of like Team Fortress 2 a bit, and I think that's the only way I could really describe it. It has a Team Fortress 2 feel to it, to where it's very cartoonish and it's very like odd, to where like it doesn't care what the audience thinks of its game. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't care to the point where it's like, oh, we have to make everything like neat and shit. Like it's very different. It's very odd, and I like the game for it. But you know, playing it a lot because of the channel really made me not like the game anymore because I kept playing it so much. It made me it killed the fun for me. But I do respect it as a really good game. It's like it's not a pay to win system, of course. It's more like a pay to look awesome system. If
Yes,
that makes sense. Like
that's exactly what I was trying to get at.
it's like what you have, what is it called? You have golden coins, and these coins you use to buy clothing, to buy customizable things for your character, like shirts and whatnot. And there's even an option to go what they call Rambo, and it's just to be all naked, which is pretty fucking funny. Um, that's basically what it is a pay to look cool kind of game, and a lot of people want that. So they want like their own customizable, not customizable, but their own like individual shirt or their own individual pants and that kind of thing. So they're gonna want to spend this money, on this game and buy these coins to look badass and to tell their friends like, hey, you should look at my guy, he looks awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly what the point I was trying to get at. Uh, I think freemium pay models are great,
Yeah.
but when freemium pay models are not used to increase player progress in the game and only for aesthetics,
Yeah.
it loses a lot of potential because most people, you know, I don't know exactly the demographic for it or the
Mhm.
statistics, but most people don't pay to look good until late game. In the
Yeah.
early stages of the game, they want to get better and dominate the game.
Yeah.
Once they dominate the game, they want to look good while they dominate. If you
Yeah.
look good but you still lose, then there's no point.
Yeah, exactly.
So the freemium pay model of aesthetics isn't as good as the freemium pay model as player
Oh
progress.
yeah. Because you wanna, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to there's a fine line between looking good, like you said, looking good and winning, or looking good and being bad. Like I know I'm probably saying exactly what you just said again, but
Yeah.
it's very true to a point where like people on how do I explain it? But like let's say I'll give a good example when Halo Reach came out and everybody was playing the shit out of that game, even if they thought it was crappy or not. I don't care. You played it at a point in your life, and there was customizable armor, and all of that. But the only way you would get this armor is if you played matchmaking and you got this thing called credits, and that's what you used to really make your guy look good. And there was times where like your guy would look like shit, but you would be the highest level because you wouldn't want to risk having to pay so much money in order to lose your XP. You know what I mean? Like because the XP counted and like it counteracted with the whole credit system because credit basically meant your XP. And it was a weird system that they used for Reach, and I do still regret playing it and like still regret having to deal with that system. But it reminds me of that way of like people, all they wanted to do was just look good on Halo and to look cool and have the cool visor, and also like there was like firefight voices you can use, like there was Master Chief and Cortana and all that. Those are pretty cool. But like I said, they only cared about looking badass, and that they didn't care about
Yeah.
had look like playing the game. But then for Reach, it was different to where the only way you could look badass is by playing the game and being good. You know what I mean? Like I have like when I used to get on there, I would look through the list of the players that I'm playing with, and I would see the type of armor that they have, and then you could tell by like you don't even have to look at their rank. You could just tell by their armor and how badass it looks. You'd be like, yeah, that guy's gonna beat the shit out of me, because if that guy looks good, he's got some experience in his back. So it kind of applies to what you're saying a bit, to where like they should risk it or they shouldn't risk it. But it does have that Halo Reach background to me when I think of like games like Loadout, that you have to
Yeah.
kind of, but that's different because you have to pay your way to get to it, I guess you could say. But either way, it has that feel to it.
Oh yeah.
Speaking about Halo, I don't know if you're done with. Is that all the stories you have?
Yeah, that's about it for the gaming world today.
Oh
Oh,
man.
season 2 for Diablo 3 is coming out.
Yep.
Just
Oh
saying.
yeah. I was just about to remind you. Yeah, I was about to say it. But yeah, you're right. Season 2 of that's coming out. Do recommend checking that out. But
Season 4 of League of Legends I think, ended yesterday.
mhm.
But yeah, that's about it.
um, so I want to talk a bit about Halo Master Chief Collection, because I did a review on it yesterday. I posted it yesterday. Um, but I didn't get to talk a lot about it because it was very quick, and I want to get in depth with it today. This game, it's tripping, and I know I'm saying this, and it hurts my heart to say it, but 343 messed up.
Oh no, what happened?
They messed up big. All
They
right,
done
so
goofed?
they done goofed. So I'm gonna run. I don't have a list with me, but I have a mental list in my head of the fuck ups that they've presented to us on the day one
A
of the
mental
launch.
list.
The mental list, and that's the best one. Um, so what was the first thing I've noticed was that on campaign, some of the missions won't load.
What do
It's
you mean?
weird. You either crash the game if you load this mission, or it's like it freezes. It's a definite crash, so you have to restart your Xbox to get back on the game.
Straight plug slut?
That's pretty much it, and you get like this glitch like log code that's telling you like, yeah, it's fucked up. Um, Matchmaking is horrible. Right now it is. You're not able to find a game for miles, and they are saying they're still trying to work on it, and they're still saying that hey, give us a little break. But you should have had this done, and you should have estimated how many people wanted to play this game, so you should have boosted up your servers. It's kind of sad. It really is, for a game that got so much hype, and I mean a lot of hype. It's turning out to be a big disappointment, and people are complaining, and people are feeling really angry about it. And it's just, to me, as a diehard Halo fan, it disappoints me, because you expect a game like Halo Master Chief Collection coming out with, fucking 4 different engines. I know it's a lot to handle for one disc or for one console per se, maybe even one console, but this is next gen, and it should be able to handle this sort of thing. And they knew coming along into this project that they had to do some things in order to get this done. So, uh,
No,
I
I
did,
personally feel
yeah.
as though, did they rush the collection? Because it certainly looks like they did. Because
Yeah, I feel like they did. To be Yeah, I honestly do feel like they did, and then they just wanted to get it out, because it was the 10th anniversary of Halo 2. They wanted to get it out on the day, or a couple of days after it, because the original day, I think it was November 9th, and this got released on November 11th. Um, and I just feel like they rushed it. They rushed it too much, and they didn't give out either a beta, which was kind of impossible to do, especially with having 4 different engines. You know what I mean? I think that would be a little impossible. That's probably why I understand why they didn't give out a beta, but nevertheless, they should have tested the shit out of this game.
Yeah, I think one of the problems is that the game definitely looks rushed because you remember the didn't they remake Halo Combat Evolved and they made it
Yes.
look so good?
Yeah.
Like the game looked astounding.
Mhm.
Like compared to its old version, it
Oh yeah.
looks like one of the coolest things ever.
Mhm.
But Halo 2 on Xbox One looks almost no different. I haven't played Halo 2, but I have seen comparisons.
Mhm.
They don't look different.
I
Like
I think
it,
that I'm on the contrary because I think that they do look different. They do absolutely look different. One looks definitely more beautiful than the other. I do see that comparison. There are some things with lighting and like things like that. That's the small things that they could have fixed up just a tad bit before releasing the game. That's kind of what I'm on here, and I do see the huge difference. But like you said, they probably could have done better. You know what I mean? They probably could have added some different things and added a bit more tweaking into it. But I think the mistake was that they focused too much on the cinematics because they had blur due to cinematics, and they were just so focused on them getting that right that like I mean this is my perspective, but I think that that's what they were just focused on that working, and they weren't focused on like maybe we should look at the game a little bit more. But I think it does look better, honestly. I mean, compared to like a game that came out in 2004, I believe, or 2002. Major difference, and I am impressed by the difference. And
for me,
also,
I'm not impressed, man.
yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from because I know that you see the most in the detail things when it comes to like especially anniversaries, and
I'll critique the crap out of something,
yeah,
man.
exactly. So, you know what I mean? Like, I understand your point of view of it, but like for a guy for me, that I played Halo 2, I played it all the time when I was little. Like, that was my game when I was like 7 years old, and it still is today. And to like see it now, that's why I'm not complaining so much about the game, about the campaign itself. I'm more upset about like how do they miss these huge details of like games crashing, of like levels not being able to load and shit like that. That's what I'm upset at, and like I wish that they put more time into that. And also their matchmaking system right now is pretty much broken. You know what I mean? I've been searching for, like, I'm playing right now, and I've been searching for a game forever, and it's bothering me because like why didn't they fix this when they had the chance? And so yeah, that's kind of my verdict on it. I gave it a 10 out of 10 on my review because it is
And out
what
of damn.
it is what they delivered in a certain way. So I'm not
You
kind of,
got what you
you
wanted.
got what you wanted. You know what I mean? You got the game, and you got Halo 2 Anniversary. It's remastered to the max. So they gave what they delivered in many ways, and that's why I give it a 10 out of 10. But I still am disappointed in their decisions to rush the game per se, and to rush really really major details that can impact the way they sell the game. You know what I mean? And people are saying that the problems are so bad that they might even just like recall all the games, or like what are they called, like recall. I don't think that's the name of it.
Total Recall is a movie.
You're right. That's the movie. Um,
What are you
when they
talking about?
when they just like bring back all the games when it's like you have to delete it and re-download, or you have to send back all your copies or whatever. What is that called?
A Recall?
Yeah,
It's called a Recall. Yeah.
yeah, I'm right.
Yeah. Total Recall is the movie
You're
with
right.
I don't know. Is it Arnold Schwarzenegger or is it Stallone?
I think it's Stallone. But I think people are saying that that's what they might have to do because of all these mishaps, and I really hope that's not true, because downloading this game took forever. Um, but it is Halo, man. It is my childhood, so I'm not gonna bash too much about it. I do recommend still getting the game because it is, if you're a Halo fan, do it, man. Recommend it. But I think that'll be it for this podcast. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you heard today, we talked about a lot happened today, and
Oh man, Overwatch.
Overwatch.
So hyped.
Recommend checking that out. The trailer. I'll be sure to probably
Check out the cinematic trailer.
yeah
It's
check out
very
the
good.
cinematic trailer. I might be leaving a link on the description of that. Um, that'll be
Yeah,
it, guys. I'll see you guys
that's
next
it.
time. Like, subscribe, share this video. I'll see y'all faces later. Peace.
See you.